know we've been married for 5 years, but I want a divorce. I don't want you to try and talk me out of it. I've been having an affair with your best friend, and he's a much better lover than you are. I want the house. I want the kids too. I want the car, the checking account, and all the credit cards as well. Isn't there anything that you want?
No. I've got everything I need.
What's that?
I've got the airbag.
A simple yet complex modular solar system that delivers energy independence in the key areas: electrical, mechanical, cooking, heating and cooling, while at the same time optimizing plant growth conditions to produce high quality organic food in a small space. Let's examine some of the key components, one at a time. The core of the system is a revolutionary low-temperature Stirling engine. Its simplicity is the result of years of intense design work, testing and continuous innovation. The result is an effective, powerful heat engine that can easily be constructed from readily available materials and maintained by local mechanical workshops anywhere in the world. Its 1.5 kilowatts electrical output is ideal for lighting and communication, and its 1.7 kilowatts mechanical output can drive machine tools, grinding equipment, water pumps or air compressors. It creates zero emissions and is safe, quiet and calm in operation. The SunPulse electric engine is driven by heat carried in a recirculating closed circuit of vegetable oil at up to 200 degrees Celsius, or lightly pressurized hot water at a slightly lower temperature, and is cooled by the water which it simultaneously pumps. Its working gas is normal air. It trades size for efficiency. This version is big, but at these low temperatures nothing is more efficient. And those who need a compact system should look at some of the other offerings of Sunvention. Heat energy to drive the SunPulse Electric is delivered by the sun and collected either by Sunvention's Energy Power Greenhouse or standalone commercial vacuum tube collectors. The innovative Energy Power Greenhouse uses an elegantly simple optical system to collect excess solar energy entering a greenhouse, which is conventionally a problem, and remove it. This problematic waste energy, up to 80% of the energy entering a greenhouse, is extracted by an automatically tracking Fresnel lens system mounted inside the greenhouse under the roof and drives the SunPulse Electric. The growing conditions for plants in the Energy Power Greenhouse are optimal. Removal of the excess solar radiation optimizes photosynthesis and reduces watering requirements. And the choice of materials allows UV light to enter the greenhouse, reducing or eliminating the need for chemical pesticides and fungicides. A solar chimney enables efficient water recirculation. The toughest problem of energy production is also solved: storage. Energy is easily stored in this system. The hot vegetable oil or water may be stored in gravel-filled insulated tanks for days at a time to provide energy when direct sunlight is not available. And a biogas burner fits directly into the system to provide energy source diversity and for use during extended periods without sun. In this way, electricity or mechanical energy can always be produced on demand. The Energy Power Greenhouse provides many important benefits, but for those who have no need or want to start with a smaller system, a standalone system can consist of the SunPulse electrical engine and a vacuum tube collector array, or low-cost precision fixed focus mirror with storage tank. Elegant and simple systems which nonetheless provide all of their energy benefits. The hot vegetable oil, or pressurized water, is also ideal for cooking. It is easily piped to an adjoining double-walled cooker, where the heat is used for baking, boiling or frying, or through a heat exchanger to produce steam for efficient and healthy, versatile cooking options. Remaining heat energy at lower temperatures may be used for household heating. Once again, the oil itself is not consumed, but flows in a closed system. It is only used to transport heat and lasts for several years. A revolution in energy technology. The SunPulse is simple, cheap, reliable, decentralized and effective.
Where are 1% of American adults?
Oh, I imagine we could find out, couldn't we? We could use Google Earth, because some of them are quite big.
There's
one. He's got his own postcode.
1% of the population, which is, what's the population? It's about
300 million, isn't it?
So you're talking about between 2.5 and 3 million, say?
Jail.
Yes. G for jail. English spelling of jail, of course, but it is G for jail.
Really, that many people? 3 million people are locked up?
Well, 2.3, which is 1 in every 99.1 adults.
All of those guys there are innocent as well, because they all were arrested for having switchblades, but they've all only got one arm.
Well spotted. Proportionally, Americans are imprisoned more than twice as many as South Africans, more than 3 times as many as the Iranians, more than 6 times as many as the Chinese. No society in history has imprisoned more of its citizens than the United States of America.
We do pretty well, though, don't we? We sort of top the European League.
We're ahead of China, Turkey and India.
Yes.
Yeah, with 148 prisoners per 100,000.
It's the 3 strikes and they're out.
That's been
really
the problem, yeah.
I mean, a legal system based on baseball just seems bizarre.
Yes.
People don't seem to understand the law. It's all very complicated. What's simple? What do people like? Baseball. Right then. Here's the rule.
3 strikes and you're out, yeah.
Mental.
What it means is if the first 2 strikes, the first 2 crimes you're convicted of are serious enough, the third one, no matter how trivial, will get a life sentence, 25 years or more. So, for example, Leandro Andrade is serving 2 consecutive 25-year terms for shoplifting 9 videotapes. Or...
He took 9?
Yes. Kevin Webber, 26 years for stealing 4 chocolate chip cookies. It's astonishing.
It's really stupid, isn't it? Because if you know you're on this sort of deal...
Yes.
Yeah.
Take 5.
Yes,
That is the idea, obviously.
Do another murder. Do a bank job. There's no point...
There's no point doing anything trivial.
If
No,
you're
I know.
going to get caught.
It is a bit bonkers. But the racial numbers are a bit worrying. And the gender numbers, it's 1 in 30 men aged 20 to 34 is behind bars. But for black males, that's 1 in 9. 1 in 9. There are more 17-year-old black people in jail than in college in America. So 5% of the world are American, 25% of all prisoners
Isn't the real
are American.
controversy with this the business end of it?
Well, that's true. It's also, as you say, right, it is a business.
Because it's not just license plate, they make loads of stuff.
Well, one of the things I should have said when talking about contraband is that you're not allowed to bring into America anything that's been made by forced labor or prisons. But in America, you could almost say, if you were so minded, that they've reinvented the slave trade. They produce, for example, 100% of all military helmets, ammunition belts, bulletproof vests, ID tags and other items of uniform, 93% of domestically produced paints, 36% of home appliances, 21% of office furniture, which allows the United States to compete with factories in Mexico because, of course, obviously the workers can't refuse to work for 25 cents an hour.
I very much like to say something hilarious, but something must be done.
It is.
It feels a bit more question-timey this year.
It is a bit amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's slavery by the back door.
Exactly, wasn't it?
Which is another video that I've got.
If you're in prison, is there an incentive for you to work?
You get solitary confinement if you refuse to work. Yeah, more than 1 in 100 American adults are in jail.
Chapter 18. Being. Outside of my audience, groups repel me because for the sake of group thought, they kill individuality, that wonderful human oneness. I'm wide open to individuals, fine with individuals. Individuals are just great. Every individual set of eyes you look into gives you something, whether it's a blank wall or an infinite regress of barbershop mirrors, just as fascinating. People are wonderful one at a time. Each of them has an entire hologram of the universe somewhere within them. But as soon as individuals begin to clump, as soon as they begin to clot, they change, and the larger the group, the more toxic. The more of your beauty as an individual you have to surrender for the sake of group thought. And when you suspend your individual beauty, you also give up a lot of your humanity. You will do things in the name of a group that you would never do on your own. Injuring, hurting, killing, drinking are all part of it, because you've lost your identity, because you now owe your allegiance to this thing that's bigger than you are, and that controls you. I no longer identify with my species. I haven't for a long time. I identify more with carbon atoms. I don't feel comfortable or safe on this planet. From the standpoint of my work and peace of mind, the safest thing, the thing which gives me most comfort, is to identify with the atoms and the stars, and simply contemplate the folly of my fellow species members. My job is to watch the ludicrous dance down here for the humor and entertainment it provides, and drop in every now and then to show my former species how fucked up they are. Years ago, I began to recede past Jupiter and its moons, out to the Oort cloud of trillions of comets, beyond the planet formerly known as Pluto, back home with my fellow atoms, all of which originally came from some star or other, and not necessarily the one we're circling. I believe I'm bigger than the universe, smaller than the universe, and equal to it. I'm bigger than the universe because I can picture it, define it in my mind, and everything that's in it, and contain all that in my mind in a single thought. A thought that's not even the only one in there. It's right between, shit, my ass itches, and, why don't we fuck the waitress? That thought, with all the others, is inside the 23-inch circumference of my cranium. So I'm bigger than the universe. I'm smaller than it because that's obvious. I'm 5'9" and 150 pounds, and the universe is somewhat taller and heavier. I'm equal to it because every atom in me is the same as every atom the universe is made of. I'm part of that proto-galaxy 5 billion light years away, and of that cigarette butt in Cleveland. There are no differences. We're equal. Unlike our fake democracy, the democracy of atoms is real. Depending on my given mood on a given day, I can reflect on one of these three relationships for a moment or two and find comfort in it. And know that I'm really at one with the universe and will return to it on a more
Ah!